Hi, my name is Jennifer Tillman, and I use Schoology as my LMS for my blended learning unit. This unit is for my 5th grade class, and it's on physical science. And students are learning about 2 topics within our physical science unit of physical changes and chemical changes, and then they are also learning about electricity. So I included all of the welcome pages and navigation instructions for the unit. There's a pre-assessment and a post-assessment as well, and then there are 3 modules within this unit. For the first module, students will be able to explain the difference between physical and chemical changes. They have some discovery education video clips to watch, and then a learning strategy to do with those video clips as well. They post their learning strategy to our discussion post page, and students are to comment on their teammates' posts. There's also a states of matter simulation where students will learn about states of matter and phase changes within the simulated activity. I think my 5th graders will really love this type of learning activity to be able to apply different variables to the simulation to learn about the phase changes and help with their learning of physical changes. There's also a digital lesson where students will learn about physical and chemical changes. They will receive text information. There's audio as well, and students are prompted to answer checkpoint questions along the way that they can self-correct and self-check themselves. After all of those activities to build student mastery, they have a module self-assessment where they are writing a short essay about physical and chemical changes to demonstrate their mastery, and then writing to me about any confusion they may have on the topic and anything that we need to discuss face-to-face. From there, I can either assign additional activities for students, or they can go on to the next module, or especially for those students who need learning reinforcement, I can have them complete these last 2 optional activities as well. Module 3, students are learning about electric circuits and all the components of electric circuits, and then for their to demonstrate mastery, they have to actually design a complete simple circuit with all the necessary components. So all of the learning activities within this module help to build mastery on the parts of electric circuits, conductors, insulators. They have a virtual inquiry lesson where they are working with a partner to complete or design complete investigations on circuits. They make predictions, draw conclusions, and then send in screenshots for all of their work during their investigation. There's another digital lesson as well, which is the same as the one in Module 1. And then as a part of their project-based learning for this module, they have to design the circuit, actually 2 circuits, one that's a complete working circuit and then another that is not, and then explain the difference between the 2 and also explain all of the components needed for those circuits. They upload a screenshot of their circuits to be reviewed by peers using the same rubric. And then at the very end of this module, there's an inquiry lesson quiz where students will receive immediate feedback on their questions answered. So that's basically all of the components of my learning management system. I also included a section that we'll use for our face-to-face in-class discussion, and it's a smart notebook that can also be displayed in class as well, and students can also use them on their own devices, and it's kind of like Nearpod, where we can move through the lesson together. I could stop at certain points to ask questions. They can answer questions on their own devices just to help with their learning experience and to make sure students know all of the content. I've never used Schoology before, and I am excited to use it with my students this year.